What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Yvan Mendy versus Denys Berinchyk, and this was a 12-rounder for the European Lightweight Championship. And this fight was Saturday, December 3rd, from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England. And this fight was broadcasted on ESPN Plus in the United States. And in this fight, Denys Berinchyk was able to get a unanimous decision victory over Yvan Mendy. So I personally scored this bout 117-111 in favor of Berinchyk. I did agree with one judge who also scored it 117 to 111, and the other two had it a little closer at 116 to 112, all in favor of Berinchyk. So, this fight wasn't too exciting, wasn't too special, it wasn't really a good fight, like I just said, but, Berinchyk did what he had to do. He got a solid win over a veteran in Mendy. So yeah, just to break this fight down, almost every single round that Berinchyk won, he won in like the same fashion. He was just outworking Mendy, who was obviously the older and slower man. He was just landing the bigger and better shots, much faster, much higher output, and that's why he won this fight pretty clearly. But there was a few rounds in there, mostly as the rounds went on, where Mendy was able to sort of be competitive a bit with Berinchyk and maybe land some combinations back or some short shots or some jabs, and he was able to steal a couple rounds, but at most I could see him winning like 3 rounds. And the judges gave him 4, but or 2 of the judges gave him 4, but still Denys Berinchyk did what he had to do. He outworked Yvan Mendy primarily throughout this fight. And this was a very solid win, picking up a European title. So this goes into the question, what is next for Denys Berinchyk, now 17-0, 9 KOs. He's coming off 2 solid wins now, defeating Yvan Mendy here and Isa Chaniev in his last fight. So I'd like to see him step it up even more, continue facing on these sort of solid veterans in the ring and these solid established contenders. I wouldn't mind seeing him face in his next fight maybe Jorge Linares, if Linares is obviously not retiring or anything. But, I'd like to see him face someone at that level, maybe just outside that level, around top 15, top 20 in the lightweight division. Really, I think he definitely has what it takes to even face even higher than that. But nonetheless, Denys Berinchyk looked very, very good in this fight when it came to just outworking his opponent. But yet again, you got to remember Yvan Mendy's a bit older. He's been there, done that. He's sort of at the end of his career. But, that could have just been because Yvan Mendy was much slower. But nonetheless, he just outworked Mendy here. Like I said before, not the most exciting fight. But, Berinchyk, he won it, as I mentioned before, picked up a European title. That definitely adds a lot of credibility to his name in the boxing world, and definitely should get him higher ranked in the sanctioning bodies, which will get him closer at a world title shot. But as for Yvan Mendy losing here for, I believe it is the 6th time in his career, this loss was expected, even though he was the defending European champ going into this fight. Many people weren't picking him to win this fight, and I wasn't. So, yeah, I think that he's going to go back to, I actually think he's going to have a pretty long layoff, like he did leading up to this fight. He had a pretty considerable layoff, over a year, I believe so, or well over a year, so I think that, he'll have a little bit of a layoff, go back to the ring, maybe get a little easy comeback fight before getting called up to face a very solid fighter on a pretty good undercard, because that's what Mendy's known for. He's known for getting called up on some of these big cards, either getting a solid win, maybe getting a tough loss like this. He's still a very solid fighter. He's a good veteran, and I definitely expect him to be giving some of these young, undefeated, or not even young, because Berinchy's 34, but some of these undefeated rising fighters some good fights in the near future. So overall, Denys Berinchyk defeats Yvan Mendy by unanimous decision to become the new European lightweight champion. And again, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.